Brought to you by The Vault.
Hi, I'm Shy.
And I'm Kathy, and this is our Girlfriends Talk Show where each week we have fun and we spill the tea.
Or the wine. Be sure to find us wherever you listen to your podcast and follow us on social media.
All right, so what is that grin on your face for?
Well, so now we have this delay. Y'all, I'm just going to give you behind the scenes right now. So now we have this delay between when the clapper goes off. You know, I mean, you've seen that, the black and white, you know, whatever.
Yeah, as to when we can talk.
So I have no idea.
You took that delay way too long.
Well, I mean, I just smile and look at the camera. It's like smile and wave. I just wait for you.
All right, so this is our 9th episode. We took last week off, but when we took last week off, we asked you guys a question on our Facebook page. Please go to our Facebook page, give it a like, and follow us there.
Girlfriends Talk Show with Shy and Kathy. We definitely want to hit the 1,000 mark, and when we do, we promise to do something extra fun. So go and
More
like
fun than drinking breast milk?
Way more fun than
More fun than calling my mom and telling her bad stories?
Actually, we're going to bump that up a notch today anyway.
More fun than acting as if you're possibly going to get a divorce and people call you and want to know what's going on?
What could be more fun than that? No, it's going to be way more fun than all those dysfunctional things.
So anyway, get on our Facebook, give us a like, and speaking of Facebook, all of the comments, everybody that, and all the messages that we received.
Yeah, because we asked you guys for some show content ideas. You know, even the best writer experiences writer's block. So Shy and I, without pulling out the big guns, we were like, okay, so give us some good ideas. We need, some stuff that you guys want to see.
And to be honest, we really got a little busy and couldn't show prep. And it's best just to not say anything at all when you have nothing else to say.
Really? I haven't learned that.
So we've got some really great ideas.
I fill the empty spaces with sound. Yeah.
Chatty Kathy has followed her whole life.
So when I get a massage, y'all, I can't not talk.
Didn't I got you a massage for Christmas one time, and from my massage therapist Erica. And I asked her when I went in, because I think it was a day apart. You got one, then I got one, and I was like, "So how did Kathy do?" She's like, "She never shut up."
I can't.
And she even tells you in the beginning of the massage, okay, just
it's all right.
Relax.
It's all right if you fall asleep. And I was like, oh, I won't fall asleep.
Here she is chatting, asking her questions. So, how about your life? So, what's going on in your world? So are you married?
You get a massage, your face is in like a donut thing like this. And I'm like, so how many kids do you have? Oh, really? Where'd you go to high school?
And I'm falling asleep, and I wake up because my drool hit the floor, and I had to tell her, I'm so sorry. My drool just hit the floor. That's the difference, which brings us to our podcast. Do you really want to know
us better?
And the difference between us. And a lot of you, that was a lot of your comments and your messages that you sent us, and you gave us some great ideas to talk about. So let's answer some of these questions and talk about,
back in the radio,
that we may not want to talk about.
Back in the radio world where we worked before, it was all about shout outs, on the radio. So there were lots of different ways to contact us. At this point, there's only one way, and that's social media.
Right.
So we were so excited that people did contact us. So we want to give them shout outs.
First shout out of the Girlfriends Talk Show podcast goes to Nina.
Yay!
Nina is awesome.
Yes, she is.
She happens to be one of my bestest friends.
Well, and the good thing about having, new best friends, like Shy and I have been, I guess, so less than a decade is kind of a new best friend, is I get to be best friends with her best friends, and she gets to be best friends with my best friends.
It all works out. It's a great village. So Nina says we should have a drunk history podcast. We should get drunk and retell historical events. I think that is a grand idea.
I believe that I would be the biggest drunk history aficionado that ever existed.
This is why I think it would be amazing, because Kathy's drunk talk is awesome.
And I know a lot of stuff about history.
Is very articulate, so to speak.
Really?
No, it's not. I'm being facetious. But anyway, I think that's a great idea. Thank you for that idea, Nina.
Yes.
All right, so TJ.
Yeah, so our friend TJ, he had a bunch of different ideas. So I think, some of those we'll kind of keep in our pocket. But he wanted to know, one of the things that he wanted us to talk about is how much editing do we do on our selfies before we post them?
You mean how much deleting do we do before we get the right one?
Or how many successful selfies have we actually taken?
I think we've already talked about this once before. So when we go to take a selfie, we both feel very uncomfortable. Okay, first off, you've got your phone like this, and we're trying to position ourselves, and I'm trying to position my hand like my daughter says, go up to an angle. But still, I don't feel like
you don't need to go up high enough. You don't need to be like this.
She's like, when you go up too high, you start looking like grandmas trying to take a selfie. And that's where we were in the beginning. So now I'm bringing it down into an angle, but now I don't really like that angle. I just don't think we do it right.
My hand's not big enough to reach around and press the button. And then if I try to press the side button.
She presses the wrong button every time. So the phone goes off. So it never captures a picture.
So TJ, the answer to your question is
we
can't get a selfie. So we don't do any editing.
No. Revert back to the last video on our Facebook page where we were asking for advice as to what we should talk about. And notice how embarrassed I am.
And I'm not.
Because we are in a public place doing this live video, and I've realized people are like watching me. It's very embarrassing.
It's so weird.
I'm okay around 10,000 people, but put me around 3 and I'm like,
well. Anyway, we can't take a selfie. So TJ, sorry, we can't really do that. Maybe we'll practice. Maybe we can practice taking selfies.
I don't know.
That would not be a fun podcast.
So Clarice.
Well, I changed her name to protect the innocent because she
said
said
I don't remember a Clarice.
She asked us not to share her name.
Oh, so you picked Clarice?
Well, I mean, it's close to her name.
As in the horror movie? Clarice.
No, it's just close to the real girl's name.
Okay. Why don't you pick Anne or something?
Because I wanted it to be close so she knew that we were giving her a shout out.
So female renegades. Rogues and rebels in history and mixology drink of the week. That is a grand idea. Mm-hmm. Do a mixology drink of the week.
Well, since you're a bartender, I figured you could cover that.
Oh, absolutely. I think and I'm kind of being put on the spot right now, so I can't really think of anything. However,
I think we could spotlight a female renegade, rogue, or rebel. Oh, yeah.
You're an awesome feminist.
I am.
You are. I'm just like, whatever. But, yeah. Good job, Clarice. I need to know who that is later.
I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to whisper it to you.
Okay. What? Oh.
Sorry.
Thank you, Clarice. All right. Well, so those are really good. And
so you can look forward to some of that coming up in our future podcasts.
Absolutely. Now, I also asked the question on our Facebook page. Well, I'd said that my mother was in town, and she lives in Georgia. If you've watched previous podcasts and you've seen some of them, and I've revealed a few things that I probably shouldn't have to my mother, and yeah.
I don't really understand why you feel compelled to do that.
Well, it's so many years later, Kathy. It doesn't really matter anymore.
It's still, you're a mom.
It's therapy. I get to get it off my chest. I feel okay about it. I'm not sure how she feels about it. We'll ask her.
Shouldn't that matter?
But it does. We'll ask her.
Okay.
So with that said, Mother's in town, and I felt obliged to bring her on our podcast today.
I'm really super excited that she's here because I love Shy's mom. I think she's fantastic.
No, tell the real reason why you're super excited.
I cannot wait to get revenge.
I have a feeling I'm going to have to drink much. So stay tuned for the second episode. Once again, second segment.
Yes.
If you're just listening to us via podcast app or Spotify, please find us on YouTube or vault.news so that you can actually see what's going on, because sometimes that's a little more entertaining.
And see how foxy Shy's mom is.
That's coming up all in the next segment. So stay tuned.
Hey you! Yes, you, watching or listening to this amazing podcast hosted by two of the most dynamic and brilliant women you'll ever meet.
Advertise with us and watch your business grow as big as our heads.
Seriously, hit us up at vault.news/contact and find out how affordable you can advertise on our show.
But you're not seeing double. This is Girlfriends Talk Show with Shy and Kathy. But we have the beautiful, amazing Shy's mom, also known as Donna.
Thank you.
Miss
Here
Tyler.
with us.
I'm
That is
sorry, no,
not
she's
her
not
name.
Mrs. Tyler. So, anyway, my mother, Donna, welcome to our show.
Thank
And I
you.
have a feeling I'm going to need to drink a little bit more here.
Well, so we asked the question. Now, you live in Georgia now, and you guys are here because you are attending Shy's engagement party
Yes.
on Saturday.
Which is a story in itself. I've been married 4 times and I've never been engaged. Mom's never been to an engagement party, and she's only been to 1 wedding.
When was that?
Oh, the last one.
This one she wore all black.
Yeah.
Her,
Yes.
her wedding gown was black.
It
I-
was.
Can only imagine that as a mother, you're like, this is probably not the best idea.
It's probably
But I would imagine you thought that a lot about what the decisions that
I
she
told
made.
Mom, didn't I call you and I said, Mom, I'm about to go pick out my wedding dress. And then I called you after I picked it out. And I told you it was black. And what did you think?
Going to the funeral.
That's pretty much what I was doing. I
Had
was
you-
going to a funeral.
So by that point, though, okay, so she'd been married. This was her 4th marriage to. Okay, so it was marriage number 4, but it was only husband number 2. So you'd already had the experience with husband number 2, which was really husband number 3. It's so confusing. Anyway, so
no.
did you think it was a great
Husband
idea?
number 1 is husband number 2, and husband
Yeah,
number
3
3
is
is also
4.
husband number 4. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I said. Very confusing. Anyway, so did you think it was a good idea for
You
her to
were
marry
wise.
husband number 3 again?
Oh, jeez.
She was going to do it anyway, regardless.
I do what I want.
So you'd already given up, right?
Um,
Just letting her just.
I would just answer, okay, or she was going to do it anyway.
She knew better. I mean, it was Mom and I have had this our relationship is good when we stay in our own lanes. It's like I know what I can and can't say that's going to strike a nerve. And she knows what she can and can't say that's going to strike a nerve, because when you strike a nerve with either one of us, we're like freaking cats.
So, saying that, we're too much alike.
We are.
Too much alike.
So it took a while to figure that dynamic out.
Mhm.
To where we could actually spend a lot of time together.
Mhm. Well, this is good. This
Because
is
we're
what.
always checking each other out or
Yeah.
listening to the way we talk, or because she's heard all of her life and's been called most of her life Little Donna.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a complex thing. So
Yeah,
I think that's where it really started.
we
But,
are the
you know,
same
that
person.
doesn't have to be a bad thing.
She thought
And
so.
now the good thing that comes with age too, though, is that you have a tendency to neutralize a little bit, to look at life at a different perspective, and realize that things probably weren't that bad.
No.
Ah!
I
See?
yeah. So that goes to that takes
Oh no,
me
no,
to
no!
the.
This is my turn.
Oh no!
I drive this school bus. So
Wait, telephone's ringing. Ring, ring, ring. Just in case those of you that are listening and can't see us, we have a 1980s phone. Hello.
Yeah. Who is it?
This is the Renaissance Home.
Oh,
Hi, Renaissance
They
Home.
want you to go back.
It's okay if you come back. We have a room waiting on you.
You
Okay.
might need to after this.
I'll be back shortly.
I don't know if they take people over 40. Anyway, so we had some amazing suggestions from some folks that wanted to hear very particular stories or answered questions from Shy's mom, right? So Zachary's one of our favorite friends. We love him. He's listened to all of our podcasts. He's watched some of them. He actually told me in a text thread that he now enjoys the YouTube version of the podcast. He likes to
good.
watch it. So Zachary wants to know, Miss Donna, how do you feel, knowing what Shy revealed to you a few episodes ago, about her kitchen business? So if you guys, good job, Shy. If you guys don't remember that time, we called Shy's mom. I did not know what Shy was going to tell her. Then whenever I figured out the story, because I already knew it, and that she was going to tell her that story, I was like, please don't do this, please don't do it. And she did it anyway.
Well,
But
it's
anyway,
been so long ago. It's okay. Statute of limitations is far gone.
how do you
That's
feel?
right. I
How
never
do you,
even
It's
thought
far
about
gone. It's
that one.
okay. So
yeah, because he was an adult. Anyway, so Miss Donna, is that something that you could have lived without knowing could you have gone to the grave without knowing that your daughter?
I'm anxious to see how you're going to say this. In your own
I mean,
little...
there are a million different ways that I could
I can
say.
answer that right off the bat.
Okay.
Nothing surprises me.
But
Really
that
no
did
more.
kind of surprise you, though.
Probably because it was very gullible,
Oh.
and I was too dumb to know it.
Well,
Mom,
I
you
don't-
weren't dumb. You just
Happy to
weren't
have
paying...
you home.
Yes, you weren't paying any attention.
There you go.
Happy to have
yes.
her home.
And I was
Yes.
doing things that I shouldn't have been doing behind your back.
No, like literally.
But I
doing
was
things
rebelling.
She should. You don't have sexual relations while your mom's sitting on the couch and no.
I know. Like, I was 14,
I
15.
thought you were 16.
I don't know how old I was. I'm nervous right now. Let's go to the next
Story's
question.
getting worse.
Next question.
But is that something that you probably shouldn't have or ever wanted to know? Could you have gone to the grave without knowing that?
Yes, just say yes.
Or how do you feel about it?
At the time when I heard it, I was with somebody.
I
remember?
know. I remember.
I was with
That
my
was her saving-
fiance's niece.
That was her saving grace.
So I remember both of us looking at each other. I'm driving, and I really can't remember except that you'll meet my daughter one day. And then we talked about it when we got back home, and I did tell her. I said nothing surprises me
Oh,
because there was just a lot of different things that was done. You forget, and
I was a great child.
I took it as it wasn't anything spiteful for me.
No.
I think it was a childish thing to see how far she can get away with it.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes,
So
that's
it-
true. Now, would you like for me to, can I call you every episode and just give you something that I've done and you not be mad at me?
No.
I've been too happy
yeah.
a while
For too
now.
long. Leave her alone.
But look, it's therapy. Like, this podcast is like therapy.
That's not very much therapy.
Okay.
No,
I won't do it no
okay.
more.
Well,
So-
no, we'll only do it like
Let's
when
talk about
there's.
some good things.
Okay.
Was there any good things?
Ah.
Yes, there was.
Yes, there was good things.
No, we've talked about good things. We have.
Yeah, when she was in pictures all the time and not on posters.
I went from, now let's explain that. My mom used to put me in a lot of pageants. I was in Kids of America pageant and I won second place 3 times. Until I finally quit.
She is the runner-up, the queen of runner-ups,
And then
runners-up.
Mom put me through John Casablanca's modeling school.
Which I
Nice.
always get confused about if it's Casablanca or Barbizon.
I remember it was like a big deal back then in the
Uh-huh.
90s. Like, which one do you go to?
They compared her to Brooke Shields. She had a unibrow, big blue eyes, big lips, and hair, long
Hair. Yeah. Well, needless to say, I'm not making the money Brooke Shields is right now, but
No, because you quit.
I did. It was the
Because
whole.
whenever you're second place, you can't only do that for so long.
It was the nail class. So every time we went, there were different classes, and there was like an eyeliner class, and I'm not really the girly type. So the nail class,
Oh, really?
It was the walk.
the walk too. You're right. You're right, Mom. So whenever they made me walk and do that stupid ramp and like turn,
She's like this and,
And-
not like this.
and my feet go out, they won't go in like a
That's
princess.
a true story.
I know. I've told her. I'm like, stop doing that.
So I got an F on the walk. And like right now I'm wanting to sit like this.
Stop.
You
Make
should
it
watch us
stop.
on YouTube so
Just
you can
make
see.
it stop.
But anyway, so it was the walk and the nail class because I'm thinking, first of all, I don't have any nails. But I remember the first thing the lady said when she walked in was, if you break a nail, you better hurry up and fix it or get to the nail shop. And and I'm like, this is not for me. Because that's the last thing I'm going to think about. So anyway, let's go to the next question they have from Mom.
David wants to know, Miss Donna. So what did you find hidden around your house that Shy would hide whenever she was growing up? Seriously, Shy.
I'm just thinking of something else. About to...
Everything but food.
So,
She never hid food.
Well,
she
that's
hid
good.
everything else.
so like what?
Phones.
Your phones,
Okay, so 1 second, because
guys' shoes, other than my 2 sons and my husband.
Oh my God.
why were they leaving their shoes? But can we back up to the phones?
No, they were probably
because
still in the house, and I didn't know, Kathy.
oh,
There was
babes,
one time.
Under
There
the
was.
bed, in the closet.
I do remember that story. But
Oh.
so let's talk about the phones, because this was the 90s. There were not cell phones
No,
really.
but she had the little plug-in.
Like
we had a
these
little plug-in
plug-in
every
phones.
room, yes.
Mhm.
And no matter how many I took away, she found a way to get some more.
Magically, there was another phone that
Shy,
appeared.
how did you find phones? Just like slimline phones or
I
whatever.
would pay people to go buy me another one, or
Mm.
my boyfriend at the time would
Mhm.
buy me another one, or. But I can't tell you how many. I don't even know where all those phones went. They collected from my
And
room.
the only way I would know, I think I called you once or twice. I happened to pick the phone up.
Mhm. But
And
it
you know,
was
when you
so
pick the phone up,
late.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like you'll never know.
yeah.
And
So back in the old days, whenever you had a phone in the house, you had multiple phones, but it was the same phone line.
Yeah.
and the
so-
reason for that, what we're talking about is I cut off phone calls from people calling in. What,
Mhm.
11?
After 8.
Was it that early?
Yeah.
Whatever time.
Yeah.
School nights, maybe, I don't know. And she wasn't abiding to that. So I thought taking away the phone would help. It didn't.
So I would get more phones. And I remember my bed was really close to the wall, and my phone jack was between the bed and on the wall. And so I would have to get in a little nook and cranny, and I would cover myself up like in a little tent so I could talk and whisper on my phone.
And I'm sure those were some really beneficial
they were great.
conversations.
They were great.
I don't know if y'all just heard that big sigh.
We're Shy and Kathy, and right now we're working for free. And we'd like to get paid. Can you help us? Advertise with us so we can feed our kids. No, really. Advertise with us because it's affordable and we can help you while you're helping us. Contact us at vault.news/contact to find out more.
So guys' shoes, boys' shoes that were not your sons, and phones. Pretty much the only thing she hid around the house.
I'm sorry, Ma.
But she wasn't
into drugs.
No, and she wasn't a drinker.
Mm-mm.
Not that I know of.
I didn't.
No,
I
she
didn't
wasn't.
drink. I didn't do drugs.
No,
boys was
she
my
had
nemesis.
a baby before she actually had her first drink.
I did.
Yeah.
My first drink was on my 21st birthday, and I worked in the bar.
Yeah.
So,
Her and a girlfriend, I probably did more things that I didn't find out about than the guys, probably.
mm-hmm.
You know who?
Really?
uh-huh. Well, like you're talking about my friends in school.
The one, yeah. One
Yeah.
girl in school.
The one girl in school, we would steal the truck,
Oh.
and we would go places, but I didn't realize that you could, when my mom and dad would go to town, because we lived 30 miles out of town, so we would take the truck on joy rides, and then, I didn't know this, but whenever you take a vehicle somewhere, the hood is hot. So when mom and dad would come back
Wait,
from
you don't know that now, or you didn't know it
I didn't
then?
know it then. I
Oh,
was a
okay.
kid. So when mom and dad would come back from town, they would fill the hood, and the hood was hot, and there, I was
You were
busted. I was busted red-handed.
So you were rebellious, but not very intellectual.
No, I wasn't. I had very little life skill. I was 15. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway,
Until she ran into a post at a convenience store, and it turned the
how'd
bumper
you know
down.
that?
You know how those trucks, you hit something in the middle, and it turns the sides down?
Oh,
You knew that
yeah.
I hit a post at the convenience store?
You had BJ in the back seat and told BJ not to tell me.
PJ, my little brother. He told on me?
Duh.
That was going to be one of the times that I was going to tell you what I
Was
really
that
did.
after
But
you
you
were trying to
know.
hang him, or before you was trying to hang him? Out at the rabbit barn.
I really did.
Seriously,
Well, I was tired of him. I was tired of him.
put a rope around that little boy's neck.
Wait, and we've wondered why BJ has struggles now? I mean,
And had him on standing on something, and kept telling him to jump.
oh my God.
Kathy, you weren't supposed to know the story. Mom! Mom! It was a joke.
Oh.
Go. Don't take my wine.
Here, no, that's not
And when
yours.
BJ would tell me about
Cheers.
it, BJ would say,
Thank you.
but Mom, we were just having fun.
Mm-hmm. You tried to convince your brother that you were that he was having fun when you were trying to hang him.
Yeah, well, I have nothing to say.
It's not. I'm a big sister too. The worst thing I used to do was try to convince my sister I was going to run away from home.
Well,
And sometimes she'd be like,
we've
"Good,
already
go."
talked about the differences in us, and it's totally black and white.
My. Okay, so let's move
When
on.
am I going to stand here with your mother one day?
With my mama?
To be like, what's the movie? I mean, the show Beaver. Who's the Beaver?
Leave it to Beaver.
Leave
Yeah.
It to Beaver, and then
Yeah.
the
Yeah, it was kinda
which
like
ones
that.
with the guy that has his hand in his pants?
Oh, you're going to be the Married with Children? The Bundys?
the
We're the
Bundys
Bundys, and you're the Beavers? Cleavers?
Cleaver. That would be fun.
That's a good comparison, though.
Yeah, it
I
is.
think
So-
my mom, you and my mother would get along very, very well. But okay, so we're gonna move on to the next because Sean wants to know what is something embarrassing that Shy did as a child.
Oh, gracious.
Something embarrassing that she. I mean,
Have we not already went through all of it? We not- Oh. I'm good.
It's
She has.
hard to even think of anything like that except for the fact of what I mentioned earlier about
Yeah.
she.
What about you?
I had so many pictures of this girl from baby till I don't know when. I mean, photograph after photograph, boxes and boxes. And from the modeling school, from the
Yes.
pageants and stuff. And she's always she's a really, really good toddler baby and adolescent before I guess,
Before
what,
it turned.
13, 12 or 13-year-old. But when I mentioned all these pictures to the poster, when I say poster,
So why
when
don't?
she ran away several times,
Yeah.
we didn't know where she was or really what was wrong. So we had her picture, or a nice picture, put on a
High school picture.
put on some paper, and it became posters. She was a poster child, I guess, because she was all
Like
over
a-
everywhere.
Oh.
Has anybody seen Shy?
Mm-hmm.
Because it was a time of like 6 weeks I never heard from her or saw her. So
Oh, no.
When
as
I
a
s-
mom and dad, we didn't know exactly what's happening until we got the law involved.
When I saw my
So-
poster on a convenience store.
And she did, after a fact, I mean, I didn't know this, but years later, she said that she was on TV too, the local TV channel here.
Mm-hmm.
Her poster picture
Oh,
Yeah.
with her dad talking
They
about
were
it.
looking for me,
Oh.
and I was
That
watching
was-
it.
That was pretty embarrassing at an older age for us, but at the time,
It was traumatic.
it was very traumatic. So, kind of funny now, but
From pictures to posters. Shy Tyler.
Oh, that wasn't your name, but yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, so
all
the
we were worried about is she was alive
Safe.
and okay.
yeah.
I'm telling you, there's people out there that kept it pretty secretive because it took all of us, law and everybody, to find out where she was.
She is
so.
a very crafty little soul, is she not? So do you have anything you want to say to your mother about that time?
Sorry, Mom.
No, she's already told me she's in a fog. She was in a fog.
I was
back
in a
then.
fog. I was.
You know what the fog's,
It was a bad
Do you know
time.
what the fog's name is?
What?
Puberty.
Puberty.
Yeah, that's true.
It was
So,
serious.
Here's the bad part about the fog. The fog comes back.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the reverse fog.
Mm.
So where the fog's name was puberty
Yeah.
before, the fog's name is menopause later. So I
Oh.
just want to let you know it's just about the same.
Oh,
So don't run away
thank you.
because I'm not going to put any kind of reward on you. I'm not putting you on a poster. I'm just going to let you go.
You let me go?
Yes. And it's a good thing that your fiance can take you.
I
Look.
went into menopause very early, and I think it's because of my traumatic.
It was too. What your
I,
daughter put you through.
I just stopped everything.
Oh, boy.
You made your mother go
I
into
did.
early menopause.
She stopped thinking, stopped dressing, stopped getting up,
Oh my.
stopped eating.
All right. Well, so every single we're gonna move on. Anyway, every single episode, I want to educate folks. That's why I'm here on this earth, and educate you from the Urban Dictionary. So I felt like the most appropriate Urban Dictionary word of the day today is
Oh no.
yo mama.
Yo, mama.
I mean,
I love you, mama.
I love you, baby.
Oh,
I do.
Yo, my mama.
actually, Shy, yo
Yo, my
mama
mama.
is kind of a saint. For real. So anyway, there are a couple of different definitions of yo mama,
Okay.
including a phrase used as a formal declaration of defeat. Okay, for example, Kenneth replied yo mama when he realized he cannot counter his opponent's point. I'm sorry, not post. So, you shut down everything if you say yo mama.
Right. It's done.
Mhm.
You've
number-
trumped everybody.
Yeah. The number 2 phrase is the principal part of a yo mama joke, right? Usually entailing a description of your mother being so something that something occurred as a result. So
Yo
I'm going to use that in a sentence because that's what I do.
Okay.
Your mama's so fat the last time she saw 90210 was on a scale. I got one more.
That's so bad.
Your mama's so dumb she thought a quarterback was a refund.
Oh my gosh. Sadly.
So now you know.
All right, so country word of the day. This one I used, and I have a lot of country words because sometimes mom will even correct me. She's like, This one I used the other day, so I can't use it I can use it in a
Is
sentence.
it 3 words and really a 10-word sentence?
Pretty much. So
So is this a Glenmora term?
it is. It's
Okay.
the G-Town word.
That's a
So I caught myself saying, that's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother language. Now, is that really correct? Whole nother. Is nother a word?
It's not.
It's not. Okay, so that just confirms it. So I thought to myself after I said it, I'm like, I think I'm supposed to say another, not
Whole
another.
or whole.
So I'm not supposed to use whole.
No.
So if I was to say, this makes good content for a whole nother podcast, how would I say that correctly?
For another podcast.
Okay, so I need to just drop the whole and
You're
put.
using whole like a grate. When you say whole, you say it different.
Well, so you mean entire, like a new one.
yeah.
I'm
something
making it
different.
sound big. A whole nother.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so stay tuned for a whole nother podcast next week.
Where we don't talk about your mama.
And we don't reveal our best friend's secret.
I'll be
Yes.
sitting here next time and she'll be standing here.
Oh, yes. That's fantastic.
It's the Yo Mama takeover.
That's right. Hashtag. But we want to leave you with a girlfriend tip of the day.
Do
Shy?
not let your Yo Mama come on your podcast.
I mean, that could be it. But Shy brought a wine today, which, you know what? I don't turn down wine.
Uh-huh.
But my girlfriend tip of the day is drink more red, not that one.
Okay, agreed. Agreed. All right.
See you guys next time.